Welcome to Q Talks Ball. Today we will be grading the NFC West's free agency so far. Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started.
Okay, so we're starting first with the Cardinals in the NFC West for free agency grading. So, firstly, to recap who they lost, they did lose Kyler Murray, which, I mean, he hasn't been playing that well these past few years, injury prone as well. So, I think they're happy signing Gardner Minshew, though I do believe Jacoby Brissett will start this year and they'll likely draft a QB in 2027. I think the biggest signing, at least splashy wise, is Tyler Algier. I think he played really, really well in the Falcons, complementing Bijan Robinson. And I think behind their hopefully revamped O line, given that they're paying over 10 million for Isaac Sumalo, should create a push for Algier to succeed. I think this is really important, them investing in their offensive trenches and defensive trenches, because I think that division is stacked in trenches with Rams defense, Seahawks defense, even the 49ers defensive line. So I think investing in these was really, really important. I do think Kendrick Bourne is also a bit of a steal, given that he did dice up the Eagles in the playoffs with the 49ers. I think LG Collier as well, the former first round pick from the Seahawks. He's a good space eater, a good defensive lineman, and I think he'll be decent this year. I think this is an okay offseason. I like the intentions with the rebuilding of the trenches. So because of that, I'm going to say this is a B plus for the Cardinals. So let's talk about the Rams. The Rams lost some of their corners to free agency, though I don't think that'll be too much of a complaint in, given how their secondary played in the playoffs. But they still made a huge trade for Trent McDuffie, making him the highest paid corner in the NFL and giving up one of their two first round picks, luckily the second first round pick, as well as a fifth, sixth, and 2027 third. I think this is more than worth it. They can play him in the slot, they can play him near the box, they can play him on the outside. Although he's not as good as on the outside, I believe Trent McDuffie is an all pro level player and boosts that secondary like 3 times over. And they got Jalen Watson, who I think is really good on the outside. And I think this is, also a very, very good deal for them. 51 million. Resigning Cam Curl. So they keep the two Cams in the secondary, Cam Curl and Cam Kitchens. I think Cam Curl is underrated. Yes, he'll be getting 12 million a year, but what he did for that Rams secondary, given their cornerback play, was incredible. Lastly, I think this Tyler Higbee. Sean McVay loves his tight ends. He loves passing to tight ends. He loves his run blocking tight ends. Higbee fills that role really, really well. He's a very, very good blocker. So I think overall the Rams, they fill their biggest hole. They really, really don't have any holes left on the team. So I think this has to be an A plus for the Rams. Northern 49ers. I think wide receiver Mike Evans is a huge deal. 3 years, $60 million. So he's getting about 20 million a year. He's a high point catcher. He's a good blocker. He's a veteran. He's a leader. He's everything I think the 49ers receiving room needs right now, especially given what they're unlikely to re-sign Jawan Jennings, lost Kendrick Bourne and other weapons. I think Mike Evans fits their elderly offense, given Kittle, McCaffrey, and Evans. But that's not to say they won't be very, very good with Mike Evans. And he will play very well. He still produces when he's on the field. Yes, he lost his 1,000-yard streak, but I think he's a very, very good receiver still. I also think the trade for Osa Odigizua is really, really good. A very, very good interior defensive lineman who's actually very, very good at pass rushing, even while stopping the run. I think he'll be more of a second, third round interior D lineman, but I do think it's a very, very good trade, especially for a third round pick. I also think bringing Dre Greenlaw back is massive. This might be, again, if Dre Greenlaw plays like he did, the best linebacker duo in the NFL with him and Fred Warner. It's very, very dangerous in the middle of the defense, but I think the Niners still have a lot of holes, but they're doing what they can to try to fill them. It's hard really to say whether Mike Evans will really produce or fills a hole. So because of that, I'm going to give the Niners a B. Now the Seahawks, they've made two outside signings. Emmanuel Wilson, who last played for the Packers, he played all right. He's a bit of a standard running back. Nothing he's too elite at, but nothing he's bad at either. Consistent. He could produce with good blocking. He was used to complement Josh Jacobs, and he produced when Josh Jacobs went down. So I think he's a fairly good signing. I think the biggest is resigning Rashid Shaheed. He is unbelievable. I think, like, yes, as a receiver, he didn't produce that much, but you're guaranteeing almost 7 points per game from special teams because of Rashid Shaheed. He is unbelievable. He just finds space, he finds gaps, he stretches the field to make the run game better. At 3 years, 51 million, I think he's more than worth it. You're not over-investing. You could still put that 40 plus million into JSN next year, so I think that's a really good signing. I think Josh Jobe, so they did lose Rick Woolen to free agency, but I do think that was intentional. I think they were fully ready to let him go and let Josh Jobe fill that cornerback role. Jobe played really, really well. He split time with Rick, but he played really, really well in 2025. Josh Jones filled in when Abe Lucas went down and played really, really well also. So I think that's a sneaky good deal. Rodney Thomas, he played a bit with the Colts. I don't know too much about him, but I do believe he's pretty fast, and any secondary player can learn in Mike McDonald's defense if they have the IQ and the commitment. So I think nothing bad really here. I think the players they lost, they intended to lose. I think, they didn't really replace Kenneth Walker, I guess, but I don't think they intended to sign him either, given how high the Chiefs are willing to go. So I do think losing Kenneth Walker, you're losing speed and edge. But I do think I trust John Schneider to draft a really, really good starting running back and wait for Charbonnet to come back from his ACL. So I think I'll give this a B+, same as the Cardinals. Nothing too insane, but nothing bad either. So that's my grading for the NFC West free agency so far. Please subscribe if you like this kind of content. I will be doing more. There will also be that giveaway at 100 subs, so be sure to share, and each comment, each sub, each view will count for you towards that giveaway, so make sure to do so. Thank you very much for watching.